What's going on, YouTube? I wanted to talk to you guys about a little theory, a little idea I've been hearing about through social media, YouTube, and honestly just pick anybody who's watching this brains honestly on it. This idea that Trump is, I don't know, that Trump fans in a lot of ways have this weird thing where they want to always act like Trump's playing like 4D chess. And he's like way ahead of everybody. He's 8 moves ahead, and he's doing some special thing that nobody else understands now, but it'll work later. And this is kind of one of those things that Trump is on it, like tanking the economy on purpose, as or at least, I guess more accurately, is threatening to tank the economy in order to drive rates down and force the Fed into cutting rates, basically. And I want to know what you guys think. If you think that's even a possibility, which really I'm on team no. I don't think Trump would be worth or deem it worth risking his entire presidency, basically, because to play this game, it's a risky game. If he's intending on basically driving the economy to the brink of a recession in order to force the Fed's hand and get them to cut rates, I don't think your chances are very good that you're going to be able to accurately do that and predict where you should stop and then pull out of the nosedive right at the bottom before you hit the ground. So I don't think this is true, but I thought it was at least an interesting theory, thought experiment, whatever you want to call it, because everything that we've been paying attention to, that I've been paying attention to, talking about here on the channel and things like that, almost every economic indicator that I'm finding besides stock market and job numbers are looking shaky at best to like pretty much downright negative. And that, in my mind, cannot be a good sign. Yes, job numbers look strong, but like we've talked about it before, these statistics, the numbers that come out of the government, I think are wishy-washy. And I've heard all kinds of things about job numbers, people losing full-time jobs, getting part-time jobs. The job numbers look better. How many people on these payroll numbers were not American citizens, so basically either illegal immigrants or just foreign-born workers or whatever, like whether they're injecting the money they make into the American economy or not, who knows. There's all kinds of things. You could probably dive into these numbers and pick them apart, but even the jobs numbers are starting to falter here. Like the job market is still near all-time lows, but we're starting to see the trend change of direction. And that's been this whole year, basically. We've been seeing these numbers kind of reverse course, and we're starting to see higher unemployment, more unemployment claims, people not being able to find jobs, not as many companies, businesses hiring as in the past, or where we're missing projections of how many new jobs are being created. And we're going to talk about that later, because there's some more financial and economic data coming out later this week, but we gotta wait a little bit. I think tomorrow's a big chunk of it's coming out, and we'll talk about that in tomorrow's video probably. But like I said, stock market, we're still near all-time highs. It's pretty high, but we've erased all the gains. I think I talked about this yesterday. All the gains since Trump's been elected have been erased. So the stock market blew up, took off on a nice run. We're back to where we started there, and the trend is negative. Now, this happens all the time, don't get me wrong. Stock market pulls back constantly. Every year we have pullbacks, 5-10% changes. Nothing crazy, but just that being said, apparent rates are dropping. Mortgage rates are dropping right now. The Treasury, that means the Treasury yields are falling. The dollar, the DXY is what it's called, the dollar index, where they basically it's like a weighted average of how much the dollar is worth against other currencies, like the euro. What does Japan have? The yen? Japanese yen, is that right? I think so. And a bunch of other currencies in the world, basically, to show the strength of the dollar. And normally when the DXY goes lower, asset prices go up, and it's basically just showing the kind of like an overall weakness. Like, I'm no economist, so this is like surface level stuff, but when it goes down, it's basically indicating economic weakness in the United States. We've talked about it before. Credit card delinquencies are nearing all-time highs. Credit card debt is basically at all-time highs. Like I said, delinquencies are on the way up. I was just looking at some earlier today. The FHA, so Federal Housing Administration, I believe they are the ones who administer like first-time home buyers, these mortgages and things like that. Their delinquency rates are climbing. They're like 13, 14% right now, something like that. So over 1 in 10 FHA mortgages are delinquent as of right now. We're seeing inflation tick back up and turn on, and we talked about this too. When they start cutting rates, which is, like I said, in this theory, what Trump would be trying to get them to do. He's explicitly said he wants them to cut rates. Whether he's willing to tank the economy to get that to happen, probably not, but who knows. We'll see what happens with all the tariffs and things like that. There's things that are going to weigh in on this, that he's making moves that will dictate at least a portion of where this goes. Like I said, he doesn't control it all, but the Fed has their hand in it the most, I would say. From my perspective, I think that makes the most sense. They control the rates, basically the flow of money. How easily money moves comes from the Fed and what their rates are. So we'll see if he can force their hand. If they have to react to like economic data and things are getting bad faster than they thought, and they start cutting rates quickly, not a good sign. If they're playing from behind, probably not good. Things are going to get rough. Overall, like I said, the tariffs, spending is slowing. After like the holiday season, we've been seeing people are spending less and less money. That normally leads to, like I said, they spend more money, it's inflation. But the problem we're going to have maybe is prices increase and people spend less money. We talked about that a long time ago, where they were worried about stagflation, basically where economic output stagnates and the prices go up as people don't have any money for things, so they hoard their money, basically. They save it and kill economic expansion. So nobody's spending money, so we can't go anywhere from where we're at, basically. There's a lot of stuff happening. It's a lot of moving parts, and that's yesterday's video I made about who's to blame about the economic. If we head into an economic recession here in a little bit, in the next 4 years, basically, people are going to blame Trump. People are going to blame Biden. Blah blah blah. I think somewhere in the middle, it's the gray area of, obviously it's both. Really, I don't think the president is to blame. Like, he's not the most important piece of this puzzle in my mind. But yeah, some blame rests with the president no matter what. But I guess the question is really just going to be where we go from here. Like I said, it's a waiting game. It's kind of annoying because it's like you wish you could see where this ends up. Trump has all these great pie in the sky ideas, whatever. We need to see how it all shakes out. We got to see how the tariffs impact things. We get big news apparently that the tariffs are going to be. He came out and basically gave a State of the Union. We might talk about that tomorrow as well. Reciprocal tariffs, where we're basically just, if they tariff us, we're tariffing you. If you tax us, we're taxing you. I don't know how that's going to work. I'm even seeing like conservative, whatever you want to call them, pundits, influencers, talk show, the Shapiros of the world, Temple, where they're talking about, yes, the tariffs as a leverage tool make perfect sense, which I agree with. It makes sense. If you can threaten a tariff to get something to happen that you need to make headway on, and all you got to do is threaten the tariff, that makes sense. Small tariffs, I'm sure they make sense to a degree. But if we're talking about 25, 30, 40, 50% tariffs, depending on the country and what products we're talking about here, and it's not, I'm hoping he's just using it as a leverage tool. I would assume he's not stupid enough to just institute like crazy high tariffs across the board. And like I said, if you do that, I mean, you could do that. I don't know for a fact that it'll drive us into a recession or anything like that. You want to bring manufacturing back, you want to bring jobs back, that's all good stuff. You get some headlines. I know Honda just announced they're going to bring, they're going to make the next Civic, I believe, in Indiana. And if you're from around where I'm from, like I said, I live in Ohio, but down in a town called Marysville outside of Columbus, Ohio, they have a huge Honda plant, make a ton of Hondas, ton of jobs, ton of good jobs where people make good money at one of these manufacturing plants. And now Honda's saying they're going to make this next car in Indiana instead of Mexico. That works. That's good stuff. But at what cost? It's all cost benefit, and we're going to have to see how it shakes out. I don't know. You guys let me know what you think. You think he's willing to push push the envelope that far. How far are you willing to push it? I think we're going to find out in the next 6 months, honestly. I don't think we're going to have to wait that much longer. The direction is being decided. The trends are here. All the economic data is not looking so hot. It's looking, like I said, it's looking shaky. Things are looking not so stable right now. Like I said, we'll find out soon enough. Let me know what you guys think. Like the video if you liked it. Subscribe if you would. Come back. I'm making videos every single day on the way home, so I'd love to talk to you. Holler at me in the comments. And if you didn't like it, dislike it. Tell me why. Tell me what I can improve. I'll catch you guys tomorrow.